Week 11 scores and upsets. BELLACINO'S Players of the Week, Jacob McCLANAHAN and Dylan Hall from Hurley pay us a visit. Coach's Corner, we're going to talk about the coaching carousel in Southwest Virginia. Big talk, we're going to talk about playoff intangibles, upsets, and how you prepare for the playoffs. Top 5, find out who jumped out, who jumped in. Our games of the week is Grundy versus Thomas Walker and Ridgeview versus Wise. All this to more and more tonight on After the Whistle. Gentlemen, welcome to episode 13 of After the Whistle. How's everybody's week?
Is it already 13? Are we done with football? I mean, regular season?
Looks like the Cowboys are.
Some people have been done football since back in August, but nonetheless, they're still playing though. Yeah, we're winding this thing down. The playoffs start this week, and there's a lot of stuff to talk about. And we don't have a guest coach with us, but we are going to be talking about coaches and possible changes and some things in regards to the coaching carousel in Southwest Virginia. And I'm sure that topic will be of interest to a lot of people as well. But with that being said, let's take a look at last week's games, and boy, we had some interesting games take place. And a couple that one or two I'm proud I picked. A couple I'm ashamed I picked.
Guys, I picked two big ones, and you know, we'll go into this first game, which I did pick wrong. I went against the old roommate. We had Twin Valley at Hurley. Hurley comes out on top 12-6, and
you knew better.
Boys, Twin Valley scored a lot of points.
They've been putting a lot of
points up. Them putting up 6. Hurley done a good job to do that.
Hurley's been playing some good defense.
They have.
All season they played good, except Tazewell.
Well, I'm gonna blame it on the mud.
Yeah,
everybody
else.
That's why I said that. I figured I'd just join the bandwagon. I'll be first to admit that I thought that Hurley would contain Twin Valley, but Twin Valley putting up a lot of points. I was figuring, they'd score somewhere in the 18-20 range, and they didn't get that 6 till right at the end of the game.
Yeah, it was 12-0, I think, to the last minute of the ball game.
40 seconds left, I think, or something that Twin Valley scored there.
Yeah, I think Hurley even had a touchdown called back, but I mean, Hurley just come out and did the fundamentals, man. Lined up, went at them, played good defense, and came out on top. And they had to contain Tyler King. I thought they did a good job on him, which he had a couple runs scrambling around, which he's going to get those. And but they didn't let him have that big play, and they also played really good defense on that good receiver. Give a shout out
Isaac Hampton. I know, that's what I'm saying, guys.
Tyler Young is was he junior or sophomore? Junior, yeah. Anyway, they blocked him a lot, man. On
Hampton, they didn't double team him.
Didn't double team him, and you got to give him his props. He beat Hampton up pretty good, and Hurley's put some pressure on King to make him get rid of him.
But like you said, Hurley's played pretty good daggone defense all year, except a couple games there. But other than that, played phenomenal defense. They just had trouble there in the red zone all year putting the ball in. But over the summer, they got everybody back and lose how many seniors? 4?
3 or 4, but they got the majority back. They're a junior loaded team, and if you take a few plays, and they're really a 6-4 team.
That's right.
They had a couple unfortunate plays that cost them 2 games, but
we were talking about that the other day, looking at what Hurley has coming back. You're looking at 18 juniors somewhere in that ballpark. You start evaluating the rest of the BDD and look at it, and I see Hurley and Honaker fighting it out for the top spot next year.
I agree with you.
I'd be right now, I'd give Hurley the edge on it myself, based on the way their defense has been playing. I think the offense has come along.
Yeah.
All right, next game, guys, we have Lehigh at Abingdon. Abingdon 26, Lee 8. Went about as what we figured, but I figured Abingdon scored a little more, so Lee played a lot. Lee playing good ball there. Going to.
Go ahead and get that one.
Oh yeah. Next game will be Grundy at Wise Central, and Central 28, Grundy 27, and I think I picked that.
I picked that one also. Who else picked that one?
Pistol. Pistol is officially the Swam. He is the Swami.
And guys, I was at the game, and both teams played good football. There was a lot of penalties in the game. But going back, Wise is what they're doing right now and starting 6 freshmen and making this run at the end, and they're learning how to play, and just keeping those guys together, I think has been good for them, and I think these last 3 games will be good for them and getting a little taste of the playoff experience.
And like you said, freshmen playing against a senior-oriented team against Grundy that has played good all year with a back that's rushed for 2,000 yards. Guys, that's a big win for Coach Owens and the young, wise Central Warriors. I mean, big win.
3 straight wins for Wise, and you know, they got McCAMUS goes down at quarterback. They got to make some adjustments. They basically drop everything on the fly, start running the wing tee, and win 3 very important games. They are in the playoffs now with that win, and on top of that, you know, Luke gets a win against his alma mater. I mean, you know what that means as a coach.
Oh, yeah.
You experienced it.
Yeah, I did. I got to do it. It feels good.
Look at, you know, they're battle tested. Ain't nobody played a tougher schedule. They played the Grahams, the Avons, you know, Virginia Highs. They, you know, and half of these kids are 14 years old out there playing these kids. They're playing these guys, and just it's a good experience for that young team, and hopefully, you know, this right here has started something good for Central.
Grundy was game all night, but I understand they went for 2 point conversion, came up short. Is that right?
They did. Actually, they run a toss sweep. I think Pfizer got knocked out of bounds short of the goal line, which is a big play, and Wise ended up hanging on, man, 28-27. And they had a freshman pick off Endicott in the last play. I think the last play of Grundy's series to seal it. There's like 58 seconds left. But guys, hats off to Grundy too, man. Endicott played a heck of a game. He ran all over the field, did a tremendous job throwing and running the football. Pfizer had another good game. You know, he had 140 yards, I think. But you know, that's what Wise had to do. They couldn't let him run wild. He's going to get his 140, 150 regardless.
Well, you know, not many teams did. Hurley kind of slowed. Gave down, Pikeville kind of did a little bit, Ridgeview did, but I mean, those 2, but then you got like I said, young team like Wise, guys. I just had a feeling that it was going to come together for them, but like you said, Grundy stormed back, had a chance to win the game, and the young Central Warriors stepped up and won a big game for them, and they might look back on this game next year or this week coming. I mean, I know they play Ridgeview, but boys, who knows? They're winning. They've won 3 games in a row.
This is like a playoff game for them. Yeah. They're in now. Their season continues.
Yes.
Right. And you know, guys, that you know, a lot of people on it. They're starting freshman quarterback, freshman fullback, freshman wingback, and a sophomore wingback. That all 3 or 4 kids pretty talented. And they're starting 4 linebackers across the board on defense as freshmen, and 2 DBs. So, good things in store for Wise, hopefully.
All right, next game, Union at John Battle. And that's Union 12 and John Battle 0. Guys, did the weather make that much? I mean, Union's still struggling.
This might get interesting next week. Which they play again, right? At Union.
Yeah, it's at Union. So,
hey, John Battle has given everybody trouble. I mean, even Ridgeview, they're a much better ball team than what people give them credit for.
Right.
All right, we've got Ridgeview at Honaker. And it was Ridgeview 58 and Honaker 13. And there's a big thing that happened in this game, guys, that might affect the outcome of Ridgeview season.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And that is Sproles getting ejected from the game for fighting. And like I said, I know it's going to be 1 game. It could be possibly up to 3. Yeah, it could be up to 3, but right now we know, as of now, he is suspended for the first round of the playoffs. Well, that's a big win, but a big loss.
Yeah, it's a win, and you're coming out of there shaking your head if you're at Ridgeview, because
you come out there feeling like you lost.
It's going to make game planning. I mean, it's going to be difficult game planning against Ridgeview no matter what, but it's going to make it a little bit easier game planning against him if he's not in the equation there.
Yeah.
All right, next game we have Graham at Marion, and it was Graham 25, Marion 12. They said this was a sloppy and just awful game. And I think some people was talking about how the field was and blah, blah, blah. Guys, both teams got play on it. And Graham came out on top, 25-12.
That surprised me, that close of a game.
That's right.
So
great equalizer.
It is, and boys, they've been playing in mud and snow since football's, that's right.
Yeah. Well,
They'd have never had the frozen tundra if they never played in it.
I saw on Facebook yesterday, I think it was Coach Palmer, them had the pressure washer out washing the uniforms.
I seen that, yeah.
And it was, uniforms were pretty rough looking, but like you said before, this is a game that's played in the elements and both teams have to play in it.
Well, boys, this day and time right now, it's all gonna be played in the elements. It's gonna be cold, rainy, who knows what might happen. All right, next game, guys, Tazewell at Lebanon.
Yeah.
And boys, I just gotta stop.
You just got.
I just gotta look at it. You know that guy on Facebook that said, I wanna look at you. Just look at you. Well, that's what I wanna sit back and do with Tazewell. Look at you.
Would you look at that?
Look at you, guys. That's all I'm gonna say is just sit back, guys, and look at you.
I picked that one.
I picked that one too, boys.
I didn't pick that one, I was shocked.
And it was Lebanon 35 and Tazewell 12, and I just wanna look at you.
I don't know what's going on, what happened. I don't have a clue, but it's hard to believe that the speed that they have, they weren't able.
Boys, it's true what I'm saying. Their defense is stuck in the mud at Hurley. They're still over there. Somebody needs to go find them. Shoot.
That kind of makes me wonder the state of their program. You know, we thought early, hey, they're on the rise.
I've said all year,
you know,
I think it's a team and program on
Yeah.
the rise, and now, this isn't the way you want to end your season, I can tell you that.
Well, I ain't said it.
You haven't said it, I'll admit that.
I mean, but I just want to look at you. Taz, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to look at you. All right, next game we have Richlands at Virginia High. And guys, I think this one went into overtime.
It did,
And I think it was, what, 14-14 at the end of the regulation and ended up being 17-14 Tornadoes.
Blue Wind Machine gets a surprisingly close game. I thought the game would be, 8, 10, 12 points. I never imagined it would be this tight. Virginia High doing a good job as well.
I was talking to Mance and Ronnie and them
Did you get the
past
cream?
couple
Did you
days.
take the cream to them?
Boys, they said that's what they did. They put that cream on that kicker's foot and they won. They put the Mance cream on that kicker's foot and he made it and they won 17-14.
There you go.
So, boys.
Did you go over and butt it on?
I did not. I don't know.
Did you play a little Marvin Gaye, dim the lights and everything and do all that?
Oh, me. But Richlands comes out on top. All right, guys, we have Thomas Walker at John I. Burton. And I think it was Norton 42, Burton 42, and Thomas Walker nothing, guys. And we kind of had a feeling that it could be like this, but we was kind of hoping not. But Jimbo's got a good young team over there. And
Well, their team, you do not look past that team.
no,
That
no
team
matter
is-
what.
That team's tough.
No matter what, but we had, I didn't see any stats from that game, but
It's worse than I expected.
yeah, it's worse than we expected, but you know what, guys? Thomas Walker finished, they finished 7-3.
7-3.
Coach Moore said it from day one, they'd go 7-3, and they make the playoffs for the first time in a long time, and Coach Johnson's doing a great job, and he gets to travel to his old Obla water. So like Jeremiah.
Yeah, that's true. He's coming back
Play
home.
the Golden Way.
That's big for him.
Yep, and he's got to be excited about it, and guys, they might have to put him up. Which that's a tough district over there with Jimbo pulling it off or something. But Nick could be in a Coach of the Year conversation. He done a real good job. But on the other hand, you got Jimbo over there with a young team. Nobody expected him to do what he's done, and big game for Norton there, become district champs. All right, guys, East Side at Castlewood. East Side 28, Castlewood 8, and
I picked that one.
yeah, Greg, he's picked them, buddy. They're coming.
They're coming along.
They're like that this week.
They're coming along this weekend.
Road dead end.
Oh, wait.
Roadblock.
All right, next game.
But I feel like they should have been a higher seed than where they're at somehow along the road. I just think they're.
I think they should be number one.
Yeah, me too, boys. You think?
Listen, that's right.
All right, guys, we got Chilhowie at Holston.
Holston's made some great strides, but they just.
Guys, they took about 20 steps forward this year and got not 40 steps back.
Looked like a little bighorn over there when they got done with them, I reckon, didn't it?
Yeah, but look, guys, Chilhowie's done this all year to everybody.
Yeah.
To everybody, and
Yeah.
you know they're gonna go on to the finals, and who knows? I mean,
So you calling it right now? Finals, Chilhowie?
oh yeah, playing Riverheads.
Okay.
Yeah. I won't pick that game, but Riverhead's probably gonna beat them.
And I still say nobody plays within 30 of them during playoffs.
Except Patrick Henry played with them 25.
25.
But they have 3 starters out, so playoffs.
Oh, okay.
So you're saying they're gonna win it all?
No, I ain't picking the state championship game.
You're saying region
I'm
champion
gonna say
in this area,
Yes, Galax is the only ones who will be in trouble in the semis.
but they'll still beat them maybe by 30.
No, I ain't saying that. Now. I'm saying anybody in Region D.
Did you hear that, Dixon? Oh,
No,
Region D.
Region D, no.
Okay.
No.
Not in that other
Not
region.
in that other region.
Got you.
What else we got?
Twin Springs at Rye Cove, and Twin Springs 8 and Rye Cove 28.
Y'all picked Twin Springs, didn't you?
No, we didn't.
Y'all did.
No, I went with
We
Cheyenne
picked
and
the Cove.
Mouse Right Boys. I picked the Cove.
Pick the code.
Yeah, we figured that was gonna happen. Let's go with Northwood at Patrick Henry, guys. Patrick Henry 43, Northwood nothing.
No surprise.
Just a lot of stuff going on at Northwood right now, and we'll talk about that in our coach's corner. George Wythe at Royal Retreat.
Jimmy
And
Hughes.
George Wythe 41 and Royal Retreat and Jimmy Hughes 34, boys. It was tied 34 to 34, and that's a great moral victory for Coach Jamie Hughes and Royal Retreat Indians to play George Wythe like that. That could be a turning point for them.
At big time. When I saw that score, first thing, that's exactly what I thought.
When I seen it, first thing I thought was Jimmy Hughes.
That was a shocker.
Well, it was a shocker to a lot of people, and they had their chances, and G-Dub come out on top there, and that says a lot. And toward the end of the season, if you're a coach that's had a rough year, that's kind of.
And you're playing good ball like that. That's right.
If you're going to lose, that's the kind you want to lose.
And nobody gave him a chance.
No.
Nobody did. A good job. Congratulations to Coach Jamie Hughes, and congratulations George Wythe on getting the win. But I mean, they were expected to. All right, Grayson County at Galax, and guys, this one was close there for a while until Dixon just got mad.
It was tight.
Yeah, it was 34 to 16, Grayson, and I think Grayson's got to play Richlands this week too, and that'll be a good game. But boys, they got that cream. They got that cream. That's all she wrote, boys.
All right, well, let's take this time here to thank our sponsors. We'd like to recognize Freedom Wireless, BELLACINO'S Pizza and Grinders, Grundy Auto Sales, Hurley IGA, Hurley Pharmacy, Express Print, Pack and Ship, Hurley Community Pharmacy, CarQuest Auto Parts, Wooden Horse Grill, Buchanan Pharmacy Associates, Plaza Economy Drug, Buchanan General Hospital, and Buchanan Therapy Services. All right, each week at this time, we recognize our BELLACINO'S Players of the Week. This week, our BELLACINO'S Player of the Week is brought to you by BELLACINO'S, located in Grundy, Virginia. Stop by and see them. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I did skip that. We can go right straight on to it. BELLACINO'S Player of the Week brought to you by BELLACINO'S. Folks, if you haven't been by BELLACINO'S, stop by and check them out. They've got 11 new big screen TVs. They also have new ice cold beverages. You can buy them by the bucket. Stop by and check those out.
By the tub.
By the tub. And you can get a delicious pizza or grinder here as well. They sponsor our Players of the Week, and this week our Players of the Week are from Hurley High School. And at this time, we would like to welcome Jacob McCLANAHAN and Dylan Hall.
Congratulations, fellas.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, fellas. Feel like I'm at church.
Come on over and have a seat. There you go. All right, guys, this is, we had a bunch of players in the county that turned in some good performances this week. I witnessed about all of them. Actually, I was over in Wise County, and I witnessed Derek Endicott and Gabe Pfizer on another outstanding performance there. I've was at the Hurley Twin Valley game. I seen Tyler King play well. I seen Tyler Young play well. But the two guys that stand out to me this week was Mr. Jacob McCLANAHAN and Dylan Hall. We had a co-player of the week this week, and Jacob had 12 tackles on defense and 2 for loss, and Dylan Hall had 10 tackles on defense and 1 sack. And guys, these guys, I coached these guys last 2 years, and I know they were freshmen, and you know I've constantly watched these guys put in work, and there's nothing better than see them get this honor and get you guys on the show with us. Guys, I know you had a big game over there in the mud. Jacob, I'll start with you. Tell us a little bit about the game, and I know it's a hard-fought game. It's a 12-6, and you guys come out and played good defense and just played well.
It was a 12-6 game. It was a real hard-fought game. Twin Valley played really good. Tyler and Brandon Lister played good too. I mean, it come down to want to. You just had to do it.
Right, and you know, I noticed, you know, both of you guys on defense, and I noticed both of you lined up on the same side on offense. You know, I know you play strong tackle and he played tight end, and y'all run that power off a lot behind you two. And you know, I was sitting there all night, 4 and 5 and 6, and what's Church gonna come? He's coming with power again, 3 and 4, and just the job that you guys did on that side, man, was just unbelievable. And just talk a little bit about that, and you guys, you know, blocking for Matthew on that power, and whoever else was getting involved.
I mean, they was open holes, and it wasn't, when you have backs like Matt, I'll get back there, it makes it easy. You just do your job, and they finish with their part.
Right, and you know, I know Coach Church is your all's offensive line coach, and he's been with y'all a couple of years now, and I know he hangs his hat on you guys. And talk a little bit about him and what it's like to play for Coach Church.
I think he's a great lineman coach. He puts you through the ringer, and he expects the best from you. He don't put up with no crap.
Amen.
He tells you what to do, and he expects it from you.
He's actually, you know, not taking nobody away, he's one of the best line coaches I've ever been around.
Well, he blocked for me for 8 years.
And he was also a good player, so when it comes down to grit and offensive line, Coach Church knows the game.
Yeah, he's one of the best.
And Dylan, man, I seen you out standing on the sideline there, man, and what was going through your head? I know I seen you run that backside drag on that waggle play, and took it to the house, man. You caught it about the 20, and I said, well, he'll get first down, he'll get about 10, but you drug him to the end zone. However, it got called back, but take me through that play a little bit, what happened on that.
Well, we run it before, and I was open, and I didn't get the ball throw, so when we had a timeout, I think, for the play, and I told him, run it, you know, I was open on the back, so I did it, and he threw it, I was wide open.
And you know, that might have been your only opportunity, because he was going to the end zone. Anyway, before it was a good play, he got called back, man. I was like, daggone, man. But anyway, I don't know if y'all scored on that drive, but anyway, it was a well-played game by both you guys.
Well, each year this game is usually a pretty good game. It's the last game of the season, has been for several years now, but we usually throw the record out the window, and you know, it's turned into a pretty healthy rivalry. It's nothing bad or anything. It's a pretty good rivalry. Talk about playing county schools and the difference in how you feel emotionally before those games as compared to maybe a game with someone else, or do you treat it the same?
But it's definitely a little different, you know, closer to home, everybody knows you. You want to know, going to different schools the next day, that with your chest bowed out knowing you won.
That's right.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I mean, it's more of an emotional game than a physical game, but that comes a big part of it too.
Yeah. And you know, I noticed during the game, you guys kept constant pressure on Tyler King, Dylan, you at the end.
And Tyler talked about this at lunch there today. I talked to him about it.
And you at linebacker, and I think that was a have to for you guys, and I thought you guys did a good job. Did a good job with that, you know. And got anything, Coach?
Yeah, going back to the Coach Church guys, I work with him down at Riverview, and you're all the highlight of his day is you linemen, and he brags on y'all all the time. And he said, unfortunately, like we were talking earlier, a couple of these games could have went either way if you held on to the ball or just some stuff happens, but he talks highly of you all, and you know, coming from him, that's pretty good, because he don't give compliments out a lot. Because like you said, he's hard about it, and he likes to do it right, and he likes the way you all work. He talks about your work ethic, and he brags on you all the time. And like I said, he blocked for me in high school and blocked for me in college. That's probably why I act the way I do right now, because I got hit all the time. I got that CTE because of church. So no, he's a pretty good lineman. He was an all-conference. He was an all-conference lineman. But you all are in good hands there, and like I said, he brags on y'all all the time. And congratulations on your victory, and good luck to your future next year, and get back after it.
I got one more question for these guys. And something that I really admire about you guys is your work ethic and your want to. And when I coached you guys as freshmen, y'all had a big freshman class, and I think it was 2 years ago when we had the good football team, and y'all was learning and just getting into the system, and really not getting your chance, not getting your fair share, and playing behind some of the guys like that we had, Logan Justice and those guys up front, and to see you guys to stick with it and do what you guys are doing right now, and that's this day and time. A lot of kids don't do that. They're not going to stick to it, wait their turn, because you're behind really good teams, behind really good talent. And but you guys did that, and that's what I admire. You work ethic, you stay with it, and now it's your guys' time, and you guys should have a good year next year. So that's what I just want to tell you. I appreciate all that. And guys, congratulations. Appreciate you. And
I've already put the pressure on you guys for next year now. You heard me there in the opening statement.
There you go, guys. I'll have to. I got one more coming, so I don't care who takes that one. So.
All right, folks, well, that concludes our BELLACINO'S Player of the Week segment. Coming up in just a second, we're going to go to our Big Talk segment. We're going to talk about the coaching carousel in Southwest Virginia. But before we do that, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back right after these messages. All right, folks, welcome back to the show. It's time now for our Big Talk segment, brought to you by the Wooden Horse Grill in Hurley, Virginia. Located in Hurley, the Wooden Horse Grill is open Sunday through Thursday 11 to 9, Friday and Saturday 11 to 10. They have home-cooked meals, smoked and grilled steaks, ribs, and more on the weekends. Food's so good, make your tongue want to slap your brains out. That's Wooden Horse Grill, located in Hurley, and they're also open late after ball games, of course. All right, Big Talk segment. We're talking this evening here, and we've got a lot of possible upsets in the playoffs coming up. We've got games we're looking at, that different scenarios where we see teams that could possibly surprise some people, and we're going to talk about these for just a few minutes and see what we've got here. So, what do you guys think about it? I mean, right now as the playoffs are, I was looking at the bracket the other day, went down it, and I made my picks about less than
Well, the first round's going to be just like they've got them seeded right, I think. I mean, that Division II could go either way, because you never know. But first round, I don't see any surprises. I mean, I think the top seeds will advance, maybe in the Division II.
I don't think you're going to see any upset type.
Big upset, yeah.
Until the second round. I think then there's
the only one that I can see, if you want to call it an upset, is Richlands beating Grayson, a 4 seed and 5. The boys 4 and 5, that's just home field. That's just, I mean,
there's no big difference.
Yeah, there's no big difference there. But the big upset that I'm going to call right now that may happen, and that is John Battle beating Union. I mean, I know they did.
And who would have thought you'd have said that?
That's right.
I don't think it'll happen at Bullet Park.
That's probably if it doesn't happen, that may be why.
Yeah, I mean, it could. I mean,
who's the 1A games who's Patrick Henry?
Well, you've got Grundy versus Thomas Walker, Norton versus Holston, Patrick Henry versus Honeacre, and Chilhowie versus Eastside.
Norton versus Holston? That could be interesting.
I think it's
too much speed. Jimbo's got too much speed.
I think that could be a possible upset. But I don't think it'll happen. I think it's gonna be a close game.
No.
Well, these two teams have some history now, because if you remember, it was the safety, 2-0.
That's right.
You know, that Burton got over Holston to go to the state finals.
And that was at Emory.
Where's this at? Norton? The game at Norton, right?
Yes, it is at J.I.
I'm
Burton.
gonna call it right now. Holston upsets J.I. Burton.
Negative.
I don't.
Norton's going back to the region finals.
I think Norton is.
Play Chilhowie again.
Patrick Henry played Chilhowee in the region finals.
Yeah.
That could be a good.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I think Coach Hubbard now, if they can get stuff going.
I think
Yeah.
there's a team that's what I was going to say. I think there's a
No,
team.
they got
Patrick Henry.
Patrick
I
Henry
mean,
first round.
Patrick Henry's already beat them once, and Patrick Henry beat them pretty good, so they're going to come in confident. I mean, I feel like it's going to come down to.
I think Coach Palmer's got too many.
Well, I can tell you this: Grundy and Thomas Walker's not going to make it the finals. I can tell you that right now.
I think with Patrick Henry and not Patrick, PH and Homeacre. What was the score last time? You guys know?
It was up there. It was
a whole lot
40 something. But they said it happened in the second half.
Well, Coach Palmer, he's a veteran coach. He's been around. He's probably thinking the same thing we're thinking. I can't let my kids think we did it really easy the last time. It's going to be the same thing. So his job this week is going to be making sure that his kids are prepared for that. Focused. And on the other hand, Doug and his staff's going to make some adjustments to try to stop the things that really hurt them. And Homeacre keeps it and makes it a game till halftime. Anything can happen.
What was interesting score here? What would Holston beat Eastside pretty good, right?
Yes.
What was the Norton Eastside score? Which I know you can't go, matchups is different, but it's a 7-point ball game, so it's possible.
Norton big.
That's true.
I'm going Holston
Norton
upset.
big.
Of course, that's
Come to Lawson Fitchco, and we'll take the upset.
All right. Anything else about the playoffs picture that you guys want to mention before?
I hope Central can hang with Ridgeview. Hopefully, maybe.
I'll tell you what, that would be the
Boys, with Sproles out.
that would be a major upset. I'll tell you the thing though, we talk about these playoffs. A lot of people look at it and they say, well, why do they even bother playing these games? It's almost every time you can go down the list and pick them. But it's not always like that. Last year, year before last, I forget what division it was. There were a couple of upsets that just shocked everybody. Well, Norton was one. Yeah, Norton.
Early.
Yeah.
Early.
There you go. So those types of wins do happen. Yeah, they're not often, but at the same time, and we can go talk about this for another hour if we wanted to.
So last year, 6 beat a 3 and a 5 beat a 4.
It don't matter. I still think there should be 4 teams.
Well, with the finances of the VHS,
I mean, boys,
that's not going to change.
it showed this year. I mean, schedule. They got to go back. I mean, it's points.
I don't think the strength of schedule is major now, because you get rewarded 18 points for beating the double. If you're 1A, 18 for beating the double A, 16 for beating. What's 2 points?
That's right.
Coach Hubbard mentioned that last week.
Yeah, it should be. You should get more points for beating a bigger school than what you get.
I wonder what Coach Palmer thinks about the point system. Tony at Graham.
I'm sure he's a fan of it.
There's something now going on with them getting double A points for beating single A teams, right?
I don't know what
something about the district.
I'm not sure how that works. If there's an issue like that that's taking place, that's something that needs to be addressed immediately by the VHSL, because we don't need that happening.
It's because nobody in their district is 2A, or same thing with Abington. Okay. They're getting maybe. I don't know if I'm right on this. I better be quiet.
Well, they're playing in a 2A district.
Yeah.
In their 3A school.
Yeah.
Using the Abington scenario. That's something that probably needs to be looked at. There's always something that seems to be forgotten. That's why you see all those amendments to those different types of plans that are put forth. But there could be some upsets, and that's why we play the games, because you never know. And who knows? You get like you said, a 5 beats a 4, 6 beats a 3, and so it can happen. All right, well, that'll end our big talk segment for this evening. That's brought to you by the Wooden Horse Grill over in Hurley, Virginia. Stop by and check them out. All right, it's now time for a Coach's Corner. We don't have a guest this evening, but what we would like to do is discuss some things about the coaching carousel in Southwest Virginia, some changes. The end of the school year is now, the end of the football season is now upon us. Some teams have already packing up things, some are preparing for the playoffs. some coaches may be on the way out, some may be on the way in, and that's what we're going to talk about a little bit here this evening. Coach's Corner is brought to you each week at this time by Grundy Auto Sales. If you're in the market for a dependable used car or truck, if your car or truck is in need of a tune-up, if you need repair work, if you need a round of tires, stop by Grundy Auto Sales in Grundy and check out the wide selection of affordable, dependable, and reliable vehicles. And tell the owners, Tim and Tammy Nichols, that you heard about it here on the show. It's Grundy Auto Sales in Grundy, Virginia. All right, fellas, playoff time. Let's look at some people that's jumped into the playoffs and situations. Some people are packing up stuff. Some coaches are finishing out their first year.
And some people saved their jobs.
Some people saved their jobs. Some people
is gone.
Are gone. And first comes to mind, we'll go ahead and
Great
the first
City.
one announced it was Coach Akers at Gate City. He's announced that he has stepped down position there. And
The front runners there, guys, has to be Coach Reed and Coach Housewright. I mean, you would think. Nobody else I would feel like has a shot. They've already tried to go outside of Gate City to bring in someone, and that didn't work out too well for them.
Well, Coach Reed left the job in Abingdon, just weeks before the season started, and that was, whether there was anything to it or not, everybody knows what's in the back of everyone's minds. Everybody's saying, well, he's going there for that reason, but he did have family there, and he did live there, and he did make that commute. The opportunity presented itself, but now here he is on the staff. Does he get the job? I think the odds are 90% that he does. And
is Housewright on the side?
No, Housewright's on. He's Ryan Cove, Cheyenne.
And I think his name's going to be thrown in the mix. And it's going to be interesting to see how that develops over there. You look on the message boards and hear things people talk. People got a lot of bad things to say about people. It's very easy to be an armchair quarterback and talk about these coaches, but you know as well as I do, they put a lot of time and effort in, and sometimes things just don't work out for whatever reason.
I was impressed. I watched Gate City play Central, and I was impressed with them. They wasn't. They had some big kids. They played hard. It's a hard-fought game. But
well, kids, and that's the thing. I think someone actually mentioned. Look, the last 2 or 3 games they played. Those kids played their hind off.
Yeah.
And if you don't care nothing for the coach, you're not going to do that.
Right.
So coach, the kids were playing hard for him there. And
but it goes back to what we talked about when I said, boys, does winning mean that much? In some of these places, that's all that matters.
That's true.
That's all that matters.
That's true. It's going to be interesting there. That's one of those schools. A couple other places that we know for a fact it's going to happen. It looks like a job opening. That's at Northwood. Northwood coach stepped down, I think, week 9 due to medical reasons, I think it was. And so Northwood's going to be looking at getting a new coach. I don't know a lot about that situation over there. I don't know if the interim coach is going to carry on.
Well, Coach Prater coached before, wasn't he there? Tommy was there before, so who knows if he will or not. But guys, the thing is, that coach was there. He had people out. He had injuries. Boys, it's part of it. And I know they're a small school, and he got the kids out, and they'd never played before, but boys, the kids are still out. They didn't quit. Just injuries plagued them, and it hurt them bad.
A lot of people don't realize what a grind it is.
Oh,
coach,
yeah.
Man, as far as just the game planning and the preparation.
You can't enjoy
and,
win.
Yeah.
You before you're off the field on Friday night, you're worried about watching game film for next week. So that's a situation, and and I was looking at it. We've had a lot of young coaches come through here that maybe they're in the market for a job. They may look at one of these opportunities and say, hey, I'm going to apply for that job. We got some young men right here in Buchanan County that would possibly be interested in.
Boys, Coach Tester's free. What's to say he ain't going to go to Gate City?
Coach Tester, I hadn't thought about that. Is that an official rumor?
That sounds like a good one.
We'll
Coach Tester to Gate City, guys. You heard it here first.
Then how can I watch Central?
There you go.
Same reason, boy.
Same reason. Anywhere else that you guys think of? You had a question one there that you mentioned before the show started, or did you?
Who?
About a potential coach that might be stepping down, or anything, or did you?
He forgot. We stumped the
remember.
CRIG.
We stumped the CRIG
CRIG.
already.
Well, who was it now?
I don't remember. That's why I was asking. Anyhow, there's you look at these situations. You got a lot of coaches, like I said, that's packing up.
Oh, yeah, boys, it's Coach Mann's staying or is he going? Every year from now on until he quits, that's the question at Richlands. Is this the last year for the Mance Cream?
Yes. He will get another job in another state and double dip.
Well,
which is what everybody does.
That's right.
I think he's gonna be right there. I think he'll be right there at the big blue wind machine. And
I think, guys, it might not be this year or next year, but he'll be at the college level for long doing something. Then again, he might just quit and not want to coach.
And you'd have a heart attack. We can't talk about Manson here with him.
what are we talking about?
Oh,
Here's a good one. All right, so we're talking about the coaching carousel and so forth. Well, got some of these guys, man, they're clicking on all cylinders. They're doing really well. Is there a chance that anybody that's doing really well right now, and their team's doing really well, is there a chance one of these guys goes somewhere? You heard anything about that?
Or not coach at all.
Yeah, that's possible.
Might be close by here, guys, a job might be open.
I've kind of heard that a few
around
times.
the rumor mill in the county here, but might be a couple open.
You never can tell.
In the
Coaches
county.
go through a lot of things, and sometimes they do what they want to do, and they have their moment, and then they step away, they ride off into the sunset.
That's it.
And sometimes it comes unexpected. You never can tell without those sort of things. All right, got anything else on this? Some coaches that I think it's really done an excellent job here toward the end of the season, deserves a pat on the back, is Luke Owens.
Oh, yeah, big.
Give him a pat on the back, what his team has done here last week.
And you know, guys, it was easy for him. I mean, hearing all the talk about, we talk about coaches leaving and getting rid and doing this. The boys, Wise, the last 3 weeks has played some good ball, but guess what they done? They went to a whole new offense that fit their team and boys, and the coach had to do that.
Blessing.
Yeah, the coach had to do that, boys, and I think
that's a coaching adjustment.
Yes, and I think Big Luke's turned it on here at the end, and Wise going to be team to reckon with here in the next 3 years.
Well, your buddy Jamie Hughes there.
Yes.
Jamie, also with him. I mean, his team they lost the last game against GW there, but
and a team that's supposed to get beat by 40, nobody gave them a chance,
right.
And it's the end of the year, kids ready to go play basketball or do whatever, wrestle, especially up at Royal Retreat, and boys, they come P-Dab and beating George Witt.
He's done a good job too, but boys, just back to Coach Owens, what he's had going over there with his starting quarterback the last 2-3 years getting hurt. And this year he went down with a torn ACL. His starting quarterback went down with a torn ACL, and he's had a lot of injuries up front on the line, and plus he's had a couple of kids transfer, I think, on him in the middle of the season. So a lot of things going on emotionally for him, and then
they're still winning.
And then for him to pull this group together and close out, that's pretty good.
That's right.
Well, see, all these you can end the season and not even be in the playoffs.
This could be a big talk one on one of our shows, but I just want to throw this out there. Do you think they need to pull the turf up and go with Bermuda or go with some grass? Boys, I mean,
in my book, you got to get dirty, man.
I mean,
it's good for the coaches. We don't have to mark the field.
That's right, I agree. But do you think? I mean, I'm talking about is that why people getting injured? I know other people's playing on it, and there's not as many injuries. But boys, it's kind of weird.
It is. It's
something they might want to pull it up and put some grass down.
They may practice on it too every day, so that's
I don't know. I've never played on it. Yeah. Never played on it because it made me fast. They better be glad I didn't play on it.
It's the only thing you saved them with.
That's a fact.
Well, there's that, and you've got I think Coach Church done a pretty good job over at Hurley with what he's got, and a little bit of youth there and some experience. And those kids played defensively. I think they showed improvement the entire year. Got a little bit of excitement. I think they're looking forward to next year. They ought to. They've got a lot of good things going on. So you can end the season with a loss. You can end out of the playoffs and still end up in a better situation than somebody that's in the playoffs.
That's right.
Coach Johnson, you mentioned him. All right, well, that's enough for Coach's Corner, and talk a little bit about that. We wish these guys the best of luck as their careers continue, whether it be coaching where they are or maybe somewhere else. At this time, we would like to once again mention our sponsors: Freedom Wireless, BELLACINO'S Pizza and Grinders, Grundy Auto Sales, Hurley IGA, Hurley Pharmacy, Express Print, Pack and Ship, Hurley Community Pharmacy, CarQuest Auto Parts, Wooden Horse Grill, Buchanan Pharmacy Associates, Plaza Economy Drug, Buchanan General Hospital, and Buchanan Therapy Services. All right, it's that moment each week that we wait for, where we make the feeble attempt to stump the Crig. Each week at this time, we try to delve deep into the mind of Coach Krieger and extrapolate some of the wisdom that he has.
Y'all about stumped me a minute ago, but I remembered it.
Just about. And we do that thanks to the folks over at CarQuest Auto Parts in Hurley. Located in Hurley, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturday, 9 to 12. See them for all your auto parts needs. It's CarQuest Auto Parts. All right, Coach Krieger, we have an envelope here that has 2 questions in it. These questions have been hidden in a vault and have been under armed guard for the last 24 hours. They were recently delivered by an armored truck. Hermetically sealed in an envelope, and we're now going to open this envelope, take a look at these questions, and try to stump the Crig. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. What was the best thing before sliced bread?
Sliced pizza.
Sliced pizza came before sliced bread?
No, it didn't, because the bread was on, the pepperoni cheese was on the bread.
That's exactly right. People say it's the best thing since sliced bread. Well, what was the best thing before sliced bread?
The wheel.
Best thing
There you go.
The best thing since
The wheel.
That's pretty good.
There you
Best
go,
thing since
boys.
the wheel. I'll have to give him credit for that one.
I mean,
That's thinking right there.
the wheel.
Yep. The wheel was the best thing before sliced bread. You agree with that?
The wheel.
Yeah, hey,
Wheel.
the wheel, like you wouldn't be able to wheelbarrow, you wouldn't be able to drive a car.
I was running with a wheel.
I thought that was the wheel route.
The coach here, he's thinking the wheel route. Give him credit. All right, so the best thing before sliced bread was the wheel.
Yeah.
All right, pretty good. We didn't stump you on that one. We've got another one here. If a bunch of cats jump on top of each other, would it still be considered a dog pile? That's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think that it would be considered a dog pile.
What would it be considered?
I can't say.
I would rather you not say.
I can't say. I can't answer it if you want me to, but.
No, we'll pause and let the people imagine that for just a moment. So,
It will not be a dog pile.
It would not be a dog pile, and it wouldn't be called a cat pile either, would it?
Nope.
But we will leave it at that.
There
We're not
you go.
answering that one, but we know that we have failed once again to stuff the Crig. And due to the fact that this is a family-oriented program, we will not allow him to deliberate any further.
Oh, man.
All right, folks. Well, that ends our Stump the Crig, and we failed once again to do so. So we're going to move on here in our format for the show. Folks, each week this time, we gather together to look at our top 5 in the area. And that top 5 is brought to you by DOTSON'S IGA Express, located in Hurley Square. They're known for the fresh meat department. They have all types of trays that you can order. They got sandwich trays, meat trays, cheese trays, fruit trays. They've got any of those things you need covered for your party or celebration that you might be going to have. And that comes in handy around holiday season. Give those folks a call. They can fulfill that order for you and save you a lot of time. They also have some QVC pallets, so stop by and check out those pallets as well. That's DOTSON'S IGA Express, hometown proud, DOTSON'S IGA.
And there's one thing about it, guys, you better get over there. It's turkey time, but you know what? You can't beat IGA's meat. So you might have to throw that turkey away and go with the meat.
All right, Coach Tester, we're going to take a look at the top 5 each week. We pulled the top 5 from the Mountain West BDD, Togahegie, the Southwest District, the Cumberland District, and the Mountain 7. And we're going to start with 2A this week and see if there's any shake-up there.
I'm still figuring it out right now. No, I'm kidding, I got it.
Okay.
All right, at number 5, I think we still got the Richlands Blue Tornadoes coming in at number 5. Number 4, we have the Grayson County and Coach McPherson up at Grayson County. We'll see how that matchup goes this week. And number 3, we still have Union with John Battle coming to Bullitt Park this week. And number 2, we still have the Wolf Pack of Ridgeview.
It's building back up, guys. It's building back up.
Number 1 is who?
Number 1 is Tony Palmer's G-Men.
G-Men. All right, let's recap 2A. No changes this week in 2A.
We got number 5, Richlands, 4, Grayson County, 3, Union, 2, Ridgeview, and number 1, Graham.
All right, let's take a look at 1A. Changes there.
We have any?
No.
No.
We still got the Golden Wave coming in at number 5. This week we got John I. Burton still at number 4, PH at number 3, Mark Dixon's Galax Maroon Tide at number 2, and number 1 is Jeff
And you know
Robinson
what,
and the
guys,
CHILHOWIE Warriors.
With Grundy lost there, boys, it could have been easy to put Thomas Walker up there and let them battle it out this week, but Thomas Walker lost to Norton.
That's probably the reason. That's the number one reason I didn't want to play.
Yeah, I mean, if it could have been a better game,
If they had played them tighter, I would have voted.
It could have been, but nothing changed.
All right, recap 1A one more time.
Number 5, Grundy. Number 4, J.I. Burton. Number 3, Patrick Henry. Number 2, Galax. Number 1, Chilhowee.
All right, interesting. That 1A has the top 2 has not changed yet this year. We'll wait and see if it ever does.
And we'll see if who meets in the finals too, or in the
Well,
semis.
all right, let's take a look at this week's games and predictions. This week's games brought to you by Buchanan General Hospital, celebrating over 40 years of service to folks in Buchanan County. They strive to provide comprehensive health care services to everyone with a caring, competent staff. They're dedicated to meeting the community's needs for safe and efficient quality health care. Buchanan General Hospital provides quality health care at a very reasonable cost. 276-935-1000. That's Buchanan General Hospital. All right, Coach Krieger, let's take a look at this week's games. We kind of run through these
All
predictions
right,
here.
first game on the docket that I've got right here is Ridgeview and Y Central. Ridgeview playing at home, guys, and you know, you think it could be an upset there, but Ridgeview's offense is going to be too much for Wise and that young team, and Ridgeview's going to roll on to the second round, even without Sproles.
I think the performance that what we see from Ridgeview will determine whether or not we think they're going to move forward, or if they're going to stumble next week. So I'm going to go with Ridgeview also.
And that Kool-Aid tastes more like
More like
water.
Watered down Gatorade.
water, but they're still there.
I look for Central to come out, be playing off that adrenaline after this week after 3 straight wins, and play a good game, but not good enough. I think they'll play well in the first half, and then Ridgeview's depth and experience is going to take over. And but I think Wise plays well. But I think Ridgeview wins.
All right, next game, guys, Union and John Battle, and it's at, like you said, Bullet Park, guys. And you know, I say that could be an upset, but Coach Tester's right, guys. Union wins at Bullet Park, probably a little bit worse than what they did at John Battle.
I'm going to agree with that. I think John Battle's going to be game. I think they're going to go in there thinking they can win that ball game because of the way they played. But I think Union will rebound, and it being at Bullet Park is probably going to be a significant difference. I'll go 3 touchdowns, Union.
I'm going 4 touchdowns, Union.
I'm just saying they're going to win.
All right.
All right, guys, game number 3 will be Graham G-Men versus Virginia High Bear Kitties, and it's going to be Graham rolling again.
I ain't going to say that.
On that turf, it's going to be, there's no mud, no rain's going to hurt them.
That's true.
So it's going to be big.
I'm going to take Graham as well. I think Graham takes care of business, but I think Virginia High has, at one point, they looked like they were heading the wrong direction. In the last few weeks, they've come out and played really well.
G-Men, 42-14.
All right, guys, game number 4 that wraps up Division II on this end. Grayson County and Richlands. Richlands traveling to Grayson County, and I'm going to be a shocker here, guys. I'm going to go with the Blue Tornadoes to win.
Imagine that. Imagine that. I'm going to call the upset. I'm going to pick Grayson County. I can't believe I'm doing
That's
that.
not an upset.
They're
the 4th seed playing at home.
Okay, but
The upset is Matt's cream, boys.
I'm going to go with Grayson County, because I know they have a very good home field advantage over there.
I'm going to agree with you and take Grayson County in a close one.
Boys, that kicker
In a
uses that
close
man's
one.
cream now.
Coach McPherson's going to pull it out in a close one.
Well, We'll see, boys.
All right.
That goes with our Division II, guys. Over to our next games, it'll be Division I. It's going to be Grundy and Thomas Walker. Thomas Walker traveling to Grundy, and
This is one of our games of the week.
yeah, games of the week. But after last week, I mean, Coach Johnson Elms had a great season, but it's probably going to come to an end Friday. Gabe Visor too much for Thomas Walker.
I agree. I'll take Grundy in this one by 30.
All right. And I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna take Grundy by 35. No disrespect to Thomas Walker, but I seen them earlier. I don't think they have.
I think Grundy and Thomas Walker scrimmaged at the beginning of the year.
Which Thomas Walker's
A lot better, but yes.
But I don't think they can handle Endicott and Pfizer and Crew. I just don't think they can do it.
All right, guys, game number 2 in Division I is J.I. Burton and Holston. That's Holston traveling to Burton, and Burton wins by 3 touchdowns.
I'm gonna take Burton in this one. I agree with Coach Tesser. I think it's gonna be a good game. Probably a little closer than maybe expected, but I think Burton wins it 29-8.
Hold on. What happened to Emory born, Emory bred? I'll be Emory dead.
Yeah.
What's that? I'm going with Coach Patterson to pull the upset at Lawson Fitchco Stadium.
I'm just going by guys' the experience, man. When you get to this point, Jimbo Adams hadn't been to
28-22 Holston.
But if you're right, it is what it is. Good for Holston, and Emory goes on. But you got experience there with Jimbo, and that team was there last year.
I agree, but
all right, next game we got Patrick Henry and Honaker. Honaker traveling to Glade Springs, Virginia, and going to be, guys, Patrick Henry going to go again. I feel like it might be a little closer this time, but Patrick Henry too much.
46-21
for the Tigers.
Like that 46-21, it never appeared to me like Jean Dixon. Y'all remember her? She was a sight.
I'm going to go with Mark Palmer on this one. I think Hubbard's going to be ready to play. I think he's going to play well, but I think Palmer's got too much for him. I think 44-20, Thomas Walker.
And y'all
Patrick Henry.
Yes, all right, and then last game of the night will be Chilhowie.
Our game of the week. Imagine a man
Lord.
falling helplessly through the sky. Now imagine that same man lands on top of your house. That man's a lot like your cell phone bill. He's through the roof. We don't fix roofs, but we do repair cell phones. Stop by Freedom Wireless and Anchorage Shopping Center or give us a call at 276-244-1407, and we'll take care of your cell phone needs. We've got our largest shipment ever of cell phone accessories and new cases coming in this week. Got a massive sale going on the 19th, 20th, and 21st. And get a chance, if you make a purchase there, you also get a chance to win some Christmas cash. So stop by 19th, 20th, 21st, and from there on out throughout the month of November, and have a chance to not only just buy something at a reasonable price, but also get a chance to win some Christmas cash as well. It's Freedom Wireless Anchored Shopping Center. All right, our game of the week, Chilhowie.
Guys, Chilhowie by 45. It's going to be 50-0 maybe. Could be if it wanted to be.
Chilhowie 52-12.
52-12.
They're not scoring.
No, refresh that. 52-6.
There you go. It may be.
Well, I'm going to take Chilhowie. I'm not going to call scoring this one, I'm afraid to.
Why? Because they're coming.
Yeah, they're coming.
Eastside's coming.
Yeah, Eastside's bringing it along here.
Sure.
You know, the coach has said all year. So I'm
coming.
Yeah, Eastside's coming along. But I'm going Chilhowie all the way.
That's the thing about that, Chilhowie's already
But I
there.
tell you, I will agree to some extent with what you said before. If they weren't playing Chilhowie, I'd be scared to play them.
Oh, yeah. I was last year.
That's the one team in that division that I don't think has to worry about it. That's Chilhowie.
Chilhowie Warriors, that's it, boys.
All right. Well, that's about all the time we have. If you have an opportunity to catch us, whether it be here on YouTube or Facebook or on the radio, you can always catch the show. We've got a variety of ways you can pick it up. You can go to 100.7 FM on Grundy Station, 6 o'clock on Friday. YouTube, After the Whistle. That's all you gotta do is look it up. And podcast, we're on afterthewhistle.podomatic.com. And you can visit us on Facebook and get all those links. And it's at After the Whistle, SWVA.
Guys, send us some comments about where you want us to go, what school maybe in the playoff to do a show or something. Give us some ideas.
Yeah, we chime in there.
We'll try to do it.
We're going to try to have a special show next week, so we remind everybody to be sure to tune in. We're going to give out some year-end awards. We're going to recognize our BELLACINO'S Player of the Year. We're going to also have some fun with some other awards and give those things out. And hopefully we'll be able to tell you where we'll be doing a live show for the playoffs. And this show will continue, so stay up with us here. We'll stay out all throughout the playoffs and try to cover all these games each week and keep you updated right up to then. Another thing, like I said before, we want to try to maybe give out some different awards and have a pretty special show next week, so it might be just a little bit longer. So make sure to tune in and catch it and share it with everybody. And we're going to have a little thing on our Facebook page where you can pick games. We're going to have a pick 'em challenge next week, and we'll even maybe recognize somebody for winning that. So visit us on Facebook at After the Whistle, Southwest Virginia. And until next time,
Coach Tester.
I'm Coach Moore.
Coach Krieger.
And practice is officially over.